Sounding good, boys. When are we going to get a girl in there? Well, we got singers, but someone playing instruments. Hello there. How are you? It's good to see you this morning. I want to invite everybody out in the social hall to come on in. We're going to get started here in just a minute. Before we begin, though, I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce our practitioner who will be holding the light for us today. Practitioner Carolyn Holder. Carolyn and her husband Ray are both practitioners here at Seaside. Carolyn's been a long-time practitioner here, and in fact, she was my very first mentor when I was going through practitioner training. A wonderful practitioner, a wonderful soul, a wonderful heart. Please know that our practitioners are here for you. It is their joy to pray with you and for you. That's what they're trained to do. That's what they want to do. Please don't ever feel like you're bothering a practitioner if you ask for prayer. There's a few ways you can receive prayer here at Seaside. You can write a written prayer request and put it in the prayer request chest behind Carolyn where she's sitting. You can go out the side doors after service where you'll find our practitioners outside of our Alice Bandy Prayer Chapel, and they will pray with you there. Also, please know that our practitioner sits in the corner and they do what we call the high watch, or they hold the light. We say it a couple different ways, and their purpose there is just to anchor us in spirit, to be that place where we know spirit is moving through her, Carolyn, and into the sanctuary and with us, and then she's just keeping that consciousness open for spirit to show up. So we're grateful to have our practitioners do that. I am Reverend Debbie McDonnell, and I have some announcements before we begin today. So I'm going to let you know just a few things that are going on here at Seaside. First off, you've probably noticed we have a new insert. It's a one-pager instead of a two-pager, and our intention is to print that only once a month. We're saving trees, we're saving our planet, and we're also being more economical here at Seaside. So please know that it'll be printed once a month. It should have all the information that you need. We've kept the directory on the back page so you can have easy access to all the phone numbers and kind of see what's happening at a glance. I'm going to start off with a couple education things. Deep sound meditation is coming back. Now, we have been fortunate to have deep sound meditation here at Seaside for several years. It's usually a sold-out event. We move all the chairs out of the sanctuary. They come and they set up the Tibetan bowls and the gongs and the music, and you lie, you bring your casual clothes and a blanket and lay down, and you just meditate with all this wonderful sound going on. It takes you to a very, very deep place. If you haven't done it, I invite you and encourage you to come do it. That's coming back the first 3 Mondays of the month, starting on March the 2nd, March, April, and May. So we've got 3, and then during the summer, we usually have it every week in the summertime. Also, we have a healing class going on next Saturday. It's a breath work class with practitioner Rebecca Berry and Kay Samuelson. So that is on February 22nd in the family room here at Seaside. Our midweek ritual is always Wednesday evening at 7 o'clock. Again, we'll be having that this week at 7 o'clock. Our bookstore is looking for volunteers. If you've ever thought, wouldn't it be fun to hang out in the Seaside bookstore on a Sunday or for a special event, please see Lisa, our bookstore manager. She's in there today. Let her know I'm interested and what can I do and how do I sign up. Also, our bookstore carries used books for those of you that haven't seen those, and they're really a great seller for us, and all the proceeds go to Seaside for those used books. And we're asking you, if you're cleaning out your closets and your bookshelves, to bring them in. Donate them. You can just leave them here in the family room during the week or bring them in on Sunday and give them to the bookstore. And also, speaking of spring cleaning, we're getting ready to have one of our big yard sales. We haven't had one in a few years, but it'll be the end of March, and so that week before we'll be collecting all your items. So I'm just giving you a heads up. If you're cleaning out, you're doing spring clean at home, bring all your items here to Seaside, and they'll go to good use in our yard sale. Today in our family room, we have two tables I want to mention to you. One is our interfaith table, and they're over on the side by the kitchen there, and that is our featured ministry today. And our interfaith shelter is a shelter that rotates through the different congregations in North County, and our turn to host is coming up. We do it every year. And what we're needing, I understand, from our coordinators is we're needing drivers and we're needing food. We're needing dinner people. Is that correct? Did I get that right? Yes. I think the sleepover positions might be filled up. But please see Sunny Goodwin and Karen Copeland's at the table afterwards and see how you might donate or be part of supporting that interfaith shelter. Also, we have our hiking group out there, our newly formed hiking group, and they're raising money for Make-A-Wish. So go ahead and see Mark and them at the table if you want to be participating in either hiking or just donating to Make-A-Wish. In our program today, you're going to see this. It's a little half-sheet card, and on the back is blank. And Dr. Christian has put that in there for you to write down your ideas for Seaside. Our Board of Trustees, newly appointed Board of Trustees, is getting together for a board retreat visioning day at the beginning of March, and they're asking for your input. What do you see for Seaside moving into the future? We're looking like a 3 to 5 year plan. What is our strategic plan? What is it that we want to do? What is it that we want to create? What is it that we want to be in the world? And we want all of you to put your input in on that. So write it in the back of the card and put it in the basket over by where Callie is standing. Dr. Christian's wife, Callie, is over there in the corner. And so let's see. One last thing, actually, because we already did vows. We did vows between services. Panache. Who knows Panache? Panache is coming to Seaside, April 10th. It's Good Friday. He is one of Oprah's superstar Sunday guys, and there he is. We're going to start selling tickets here next week in the family room. We expect it to be a wonderful crowd. You know, his new book is coming out. I believe it's being released on the 25th, You Are Enough. And general admission tickets are going to be $45. And with that, you get a book, which is a $25 value. So for 20 extra bucks, $45, you come see Panache. We also have our VIP going on. You can go on Eventbrite right now and buy a ticket, or you can wait till next week and buy it here at Seaside. But with that, I'd like to ask you to stand and greet your neighbor, and please remain standing for the congregational song.
Our congregational song, and this is going to be a brand new one. You all have never heard this one because I wrote this for Seaside, and I hope you like it, and I hope it's catchy enough for you. All right, it goes like this. Ready? I love, I love, I love, I love the joy you bring to my life. I love, I love, I love, I love the joy you bring to my life. Joy for all the world to see. Joy that's meant to last for eternity. I when love is shown for all the world to see. Last one. When love is what is needed to be free.
Hey, that's a good one you created. No, you're welcome very much. Hey, we saw you on TV Sunday night, the Oscars.
So cool.
Woo.
Thank you.
You and Elton John, best buds?
Just me and EJ just hanging out. That's what I call him.
Oh, yeah.
EJ. Just kidding.
Yeah, hey, you guys won the Oscar that night.
That was so cool,
That
right?
was.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank
Very
you.
proud of you.
Thank you so
that was a
much.
lot of fun.
Thank you. Thanks for watching, y'all.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, we lifted the ratings. Hey, just as we got a vote for Rebecca, Best Singer in San Diego this year, right? So it should be in the program. Yeah. But how many years in a row are you Best Singer of San Diego?
I think 5.
In a row?
Yeah, maybe not Best Singer, but different categories. We won.
Wow.
Five categories. So
Yeah,
we're nominated again.
That's it.
So grateful.
Best live performer. They come here to Seaside to see you live, right?
Yes, they do.
That's
Absolutely.
it. So we got to make sure vote.
Yeah,
So, all right.
please do.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Hey, good morning, Seaside. Woo, what a joy it is to be with you on this Valentine's Day weekend. Has it been fun, passionate, exciting, wonderful, and wild? Yeah, all right. Well, I got to tell you, about a half hour ago, right in here, there were 21 couples that renewed their vows of love and passion and commitment to one another. And it was a very beautiful moment within our spiritual family. So congratulations to all you newly committed individuals. And Janice still is wearing her wedding veil. So, very nice. We used to renew the vows during the service, and I had all the singles come up, not all, many of the singles would come up to me and say, if you do that again, I'm not coming back next year on Valentine's Day. Can't see that. It hurts too much. So that's why we do it between services. So, anyway, welcome to Seaside. We are a thriving spiritual community, inspiring people to live their divinity. We are creating a safe environment to grow and to stretch and to stumble and fumble and stand up and dust ourselves off, and we do that without judgment. It is a welcoming, diverse community where all are welcome, no matter where we may be on our path. We do our best to express kindness and love and caring, and it takes all of us doing that together. You up for that? Good, okay. Well, we're in this together. Hey, this is the time where I tell you, instead of putting your phones away, you take them out, you take pictures, you post them, put them on Facebook, check in, let them know we have not only San Diego's best live performer, but we have Brashira, who was on Broadway with The Lion King. It's a wonderful day, and so it's Spirit First always, and we have got one of our powerful prayers, the wonderful master of prayer, and that is Sharon DeLeon.
Please join me into the stillness. I rejoice, for this is the day that God hath made. I rejoice in its oneness, its wholeness, and its perfection. I rejoice, for I know that everything that I need and everything that you need has already been given. It has already been called forward. For I know that it is God's good pleasure to give us the kingdom. I rejoice, for this is the day that God hath made. I rejoice knowing that the activity that takes place right here, right now, is the greater ability to receive it, to allow it. And so I open I open to this day of love. I open to this day of beauty, of power, of infinite potentiality. I open to this day of kindness, of peace, of vitality, of abundance. I open to this service and all that unfolds in it. For I know it is by divine appointment that each one here has said yes. I open to the words, the notes, all that is expressed here so magnificently. I open to Reverend Christian's words of guidance, of support, for I know that he is that clear channel, that clear vessel through which Spirit moves through so powerfully, so magnificently, and so uniquely and so authentically as him. I rejoice, for this is the day that God hath made.
Blessings and grace, love overflowing, joy in this place. Spirit is showing blessings and grace. Mind, body, soul, and I am one with God. Blessings and grace, love overflowing, joy in this place. Spirit is showing blessings and grace. Mind, body, soul, and I am one with God.
Just allow yourself to just sink a little bit deeper with those words. I just love that one. I love that one. Rebecca wrote that. Wrote the music and wrote the words. I borrowed it when I was in Monterey. We used it up there. So beautiful. Thank you, Sharon, for anchoring us so beautifully in prayer. Sharon DeLeon, our practitioner. So grateful to be with you all this morning. I'm Reverend Debbie McDonnell, and it's my joy to be with you. I'm really thrilled to be back at Seaside, you know, as I'm moving through this time. Thank you. Yeah. You know, it's been a while since I woke up in the morning, just been really excited about what I'm doing and where I'm at. So this feels so right and perfect for me. So I'm very, very grateful to be here. I want to welcome any of you who are here for the first time. I want to welcome all of you. But I especially want to welcome anyone who's here for the first time. Please know that you're welcome here. As Dr. Christian said, we honor all paths to God. We love you already, and we don't even know you. But we want to get to know you. Please stay afterwards and have some coffee and tea with us. Get some of those good VG donuts. Start your day. Also, we have a welcome package. You can pick it up, and it has some information about who we are, what our beliefs are, a few coupons for the bookstore, that sort of thing. But mostly, we just want to get to know you. So stick around and let us get to know you a little bit better. Dr. Christian's talk today is pour your heart into it. Pour your heart into it. And I am reading Tama Keeves' Inspired and Unstoppable from the chapter entitled Having the Guts to be Extraordinary. Yes. And she starts with a wonderful Ernest Holmes quote. It goes like this. Declare that you are one with infinite mind. Know that you cannot get away from this one mind, that wherever you may go, there, right beside you, waiting to be used, is all the power there is in the whole universe. Ernest Holmes from Creative Mind and Success. Real power comes from walking on the edge of all you know, the edge of all we know as a society. You will have to discover your own amazing truth. In the meantime, you may risk not looking normal. You know, since you'll be wearing that antenna on your head and all. You may occasionally falter because it's not that easy to learn the language of your true self after years of ignoring your instincts, desires, and cues. But if you're willing to leave the pack behind, you will come into an inspired power that will blow your hesitations, your limits, and your training wheels off. I consider myself someone who is called to a great work in life. I believe in a power that is large and invisible, potent and mystical. I believe in a power that power is listening to me, and I'm listening to the presence, and walked a guided, sequenced, rapturous path. I have even made my living coaching others how to discover and follow their own burning path. Like me, they believe they have something wonderful to do here, some expressive work, and some will say a mission or an assignment. All are called, but not everyone will adhere. I am called, impelled, nudged, loved, and carried, and I will stop trying to limit myself and my possibilities in the name of reason and stability. I am willing to go too far rather than risk not going far enough. Yeah. And so it is.
Okay, if that's not a good word to get you started, I don't know what is. Thank you, Rev Deb. Good morning, Seaside. Good morning. It is my honor to introduce our guest artist, and it's been a little while since she's been here, but we're so glad she's back and willing to drive all the way down from Los Angeles to be here with us. I mean, that in and of itself is a sacrifice, so thank you for that. She brought her two beautiful children with her on the way, and you know, she's just, not only is she an amazing singer, she has also, as Reverend Christian mentioned, she's been on Broadway, and she is also does a lot of commercials. I saw her on a Nissan commercial not too long ago, and she has a couple new commercials coming out for the NBA, as well as a Meineke commercial. So you'll see her on TV, and so we're just so blessed to have her here with us. And she wrote a brand new song, and she's going to share it with us this morning. So, and if you're moved by her music, please see her after the service. Without further ado, let's give a warm Seaside welcome to Bashira.
You guys give the best welcomes. Wow. I'm like, who are they talking about? Oh, that's you. Okay. Here we go. Personal journey, those moments when you feel really down and sometimes a little broken and you're not sure, but that inner voice in you tells you you'll rise again. Yeah. We'll rise again.
Yeah. but you will fly again. You'll fly. You'll
And this is Brashira. Oh my goodness, flying across our stage. Oh, come on. Welcome back. We missed you. That was a beautiful song you created. Oh, wow. That is amazing how that music comes out of you. Wow. Hey, this morning's message is pour your heart into it. It's kind of a little simple message for you, kind of the lesson I'm giving to you up front, very clear. Just pour your heart into it, and that's what this morning is all about. It's, you know, you step into a situation you don't know for sure, and on this Valentine's Day weekend when a lot of people were getting together and hooking up, Callie thought it would be fun to throw a party for Trevor's friends. And the thing with Trevor is, and many of you know, he's on the spectrum, and his ability to communicate is not typical. It doesn't go very well, and he has really had no friends come over to his house in the first 20 years of his life, other than maybe Cooper from Seaside. But other than that, you can see him just wanting to connect with people, but doesn't have that social skill set. And he's in a program that's called Adult Transition Program. It's after 12th grade and before they step into adulthood completely. And he's got some friends he's gone through school with, and they're part of that program. So Callie said, hey, let's bring them on over. And so Valentine's night, there were about 10 of his buddies from his experience in the ATP program that came on over to the house. And we had tacos, and all the kids love tacos, but they're all part of this program, and none of them could actually fill a taco shell on their own. And we had to fill all their taco shells. And Callie put together these minute-to-win-it games, and to watch these kids try and attempt and not quite get in, all their 10 were cheering each other on, and when one was missing from the crowd, they would go looking, and they all knew how to communicate with each other, and their heart connection from the years of journeying together was profound. And what we got to experience was Trevor does have a tribe that we maybe didn't know about it. He was unable to communicate with us, but what happened for us is love was absolutely poured on it, because Mom said, you know what, I want to do something for Trevor as my heart expression for Valentine's Day. And what we came to discover, like anybody who went through high school with friends, they've got friends for life if they're able to remain connected. And our heart was full from seeing Trevor interact with people that cared about him, understood him, and loved him. And it was like truly a wish come true. And it made me think of a Hindu story about a wish-fulfilling tree. There was a guy, like any good Hindu story, went off and traveled the world looking for whatever one does in their search. And one day he was sitting down in a forest underneath a tree, and he was feeling kind of good. And it's like, wow, he didn't realize that this was the wish-fulfilling tree. And he said, boy, I feel good here. I'd like to have a partner to share this with. And boom, before you know it, here came this gorgeous-looking companion, and they were just happy there. And they said, you know, it'd be nice if we had a big house together, you know, with extra rooms and dining rooms. And boom, here was this house, and they grabbed each other's hand, and they walked through that door. And they're sitting down saying, well, I don't want to be like a pauper in this house. You know, I wish, you know, we had some like servants to take care of us, you know, butler. And sure enough, and there they were. And they said, hey, butler, would you bring me some gourmet food? And out came the food on these beautiful platters placed before him. He said, whoa, this is like too good to be true. There's got to be some like evil spirit around here. And next thing you know, there was this evil demon that showed up. And he said, oh, no. You know, the evil spirit had his mouth open. He thought this demon's going to eat me. And boom, sure enough, it was eaten. He was consumed and eaten by his own thoughts. And that's what I want us to get, is that we can be consumed by our own thoughts. It begins to creep up on us. We wonder, how good can this be? How long can this last? And rather than pouring the fear into it, the concern, the anxiety, what I'm encouraging us to do is to pour love into that situation, pour gratitude into that situation, pour your heart into the situation. Say, this is just the beginning, the beginning of something greater and part of an unfolding system that's to bring greater good. This week I've heard people, working on relationships, and I was reminded of this one guy who was working on a relationship, hadn't had one for a while, and been very lonely. Finally found himself in relationship, and there was happiness and joy there for a while, and then started thinking, you know what? My partner's got like 5 extra pounds that really shouldn't be having. I'm starting to notice this extra weight. And when laugh, it's like the laugh is too loud. Everybody in the room looks. And little by little, this nitpicking began to eat up. And to that point, that person just said, that's enough. I'm going away. And that's what we do with our thoughts. Rather than pouring love into a situation, I want us to get that love is never the wrong choice to pour into a situation. Yeah, that is worth recognizing. Love is always the right experience to choose to experience. And if we got a mind that's kind of small and the small-minded thoughts start coming through, I want us to know you don't have to listen to them. There you go. That's how you do. You just don't listen to them. Where they came from, it really doesn't matter. If that nitpicking, if that fear, if that anxiety, worthiness, whatever it is, you just let it keep going out. You don't listen to it. You don't give it residency. You don't engage in dialogue. You don't feed it. You say, okay, bring on the gourmet food or whatever it is. When you know you're on the right track and you're choosing love, you've got to be just affirmative about it. Rosa Parks, and just honoring her in this Black History Month, named by Congress as the first lady of the civil rights movement, and her she was pivotal in the Montgomery bus boycotts. And she said that you must never be fearful with what you are doing when you know you're right. You got that? You must never be fearful with when you're doing something when you know you're right. People are going to criticize you. People are going to point fingers. But there's others who are willing to march. There are others who are willing to take up, it's a match. It's good. Willing to pour love into the situation. I want you to know you're not desperate in life. So stop acting like it in any aspect of your world. You're not desperate, so knock it off running around. Just free yourself of that which you're not. Rather than fear, you choose to focus and follow the love energy. If you got anxiety going on, just free yourself from that by choosing to follow the heart and the soul and the spirit. You are not desperate. No matter what the situation is, love is the correct choice to pour onto it. Yeah? Okay, that's good. Because I got to tell you, I remember one time, Nancy might be able to relate to this. I was doing a talk. I was taken to the hotel by the sponsor. They picked me up at the airport. They took me there, and they said the dreaded line that no traveler likes to hear. Sorry, we don't have a reservation in your name. And the sponsor kind of maintained from going berserk, but it was thinly veiled, very upset, embarrassed, and the clerk became very argumentative. Hey, there's no here, it must have been lost, was never conveyed. So this person began to defend her position, and it started escalating politely, but it was definitely heated, and I finally said, excuse me, but any chance that you would have an available reservation for me now? And she said, let me check. Oh, yeah, we got a room for you. It's like, and that's part of the challenge that gets going on is that we get into this blame and defend. And as each other beats one another up, nobody walks away feeling good about that. Nobody wanted a bad scenario. But the challenge is we're not pouring love into it. We're pouring blame and defend. And if you're so busy trying to find out what's wrong, you're creating that evil spirit, that monster that just wants to eat you with your thoughts. The question to be asking ourselves, what love would do, is, what can be done now to move this in the direction I want to go? What is it now can be done to make things differently? If I was to paint this situation in a brighter way, what do I have to let go of that would free me from that situation? Because what our reasoning mind tends to do is it argues for those things it already believes, which it could be helpful at some point, but it's also not helpful in many scenarios, particularly if you're caught up in the blame and defend syndrome. You spin in the wrong way. I've got to begin to open up more. Socrates, he said that it is better to change your opinion than be persistent with the wrong one. I like that. It's better to change your opinion rather than being persistent in the wrong one, the wrong opinion. How many of us defend a spot when we know we're wrong? Nah, you don't need to. Yeah. So none of us would be doing that. But there's a fresh answer that can only grow under a loving, welcoming space and environment. That's all they had. Don Quixote, created by Miguel de Cervantes, he said that you don't find the birds of this year in the nests from last year. You don't find the birds from this year. You don't find the fresh thoughts, the new ideas, that which is alive now in the old nests, in the old way of thinking, in the old opinions. You've got to be willing to say, okay, Spirit, come on in. I'm choosing love here. I'm going to pour love here, and I don't know what it's going to look like. And sometimes what it looks like doesn't necessarily feel good. But I'm calling on God. It's supposed to be wonderful. Well, sometimes things need to be cleaned up. Marianne Williamson seems to be really good about sharing those stories of needing to clean things up. And in her book, Return to Love is really the one that put her on the map with Oprah. But it means she wrote it actually before Oprah. And she said, sometimes people think that calling on God means inviting a force into our lives that will make everything rosy. The truth is, it means inviting everything into our lives that will force us to grow, and growth can be messy. The purpose of life is to grow into our perfection. And once we call on God, everything that can anger us is on its way. Why? Because the place where we go into anger instead of love is our wall. And any situation that pushes our buttons is a situation where we don't yet have the capacity to be unconditionally loving. It's the Holy Spirit's job to draw our attention to that and help us to move beyond that. That's what happens. When you're on the path to experience love, then everything unlike love that's going on in your thinking, in your emotions comes up. Your self-worth, your value, your patterns, how you've created this in the past. Look who's in my face now. Whatever those stories are, it gives you the opportunity to pour love into that situation and not say, how did I create this? But rather, what do I need to do now with what is going on? Because I'll tell you, Spirit is there to support us. We are in this earth somehow knows how to revolve around the sun. Seeds somehow know how to blossom into flowers, and little embryos know how to turn into babies. How that goes, I don't know, but there's something that does. There is a system in nature. And what I want us to get is that we are as much a part of that system of nature as those seeds, as those embryos, or the planets, or the galaxy itself. We are as much a part of this natural order that is seeking to unfold and express itself and be magnificent. But we have got to be willing to recognize this is where I'm going, and not give in to the false temptations. Hey, this could be a fun little sidetrack, detour that, maybe years before we recover from, when we know better inside. Rosa Parks also said, you got to know what you're for, otherwise you can fall for anything. Today's mighty oak tree was yesterday's nut that held its ground. Are you willing to hold your ground on what it is you know is true, that's stirring in your soul and your spirit? And speak that, where you can and when you can and how you can from that deep place of spirit. And the truth is, your spirit. But the challenge oftentimes that I notice is when I'm talking about, I am God, it's the little I, the small one with the little dot on top, the I that is Christian. That's what's trying to heal a situation, with my thoughts. It is the large I. It is the I am of my being. It is the I am that is expressing as Christian. It is the I am that is Spirit. It's not the little I that is God. It's rather God expressing as you, through you, in your life. And whatever situation you are looking at then becomes a wonderful laboratory or an opportunity to bring forth the presence in a way that is wonderful. And those that are working on relationships, I sometimes hear talk about, if I can just get this relationship, I get married, I buy the house, I don't know, maybe get kids if we want. And I want us to get that a relationship is not the end point. It's not the end game. It's not what we're going for. It is part of the unfoldment of our life and our self-expression. It's not like, okay, relationship and I'll live happily ever after. It's just part of that journey. And those that aren't experiencing a relationship right now and are looking for a relationship, I just want us to get that it is about just knowing that the process doesn't have to be a struggle, doesn't have to be tough. It is an opportunity to live with an ease and a grace and a joy in the organic, natural unfoldment of it. And it's not about finding another person to find completion with, but rather you are complete now. You are perfect now. You're a wonderful gift now. And that's what you have to bring to a healthy relationship. And as you do that, know that there is a wonderful person to dance with out there. And here's something, there's more than one. So don't think it's like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. People say, if I could just find my soulmate. My belief is that as one has traveled, you've ever been on a ship before, there's a lot of mates on that ship, right? And we have done a lot of lifetimes and have taken a lot of journeys, and there are a lot of mates that are available to us. It's not just this twin flame as our one and only, but there is that one that is to play with and to dance with in this world and this time. And when I pour love rather than the fear that they'll never find me, that I'm unworthy, that I need to find another person who matches me, finding someone who's exactly like you is not really where it's at either. You grow through diversity and differences and uniqueness. That's what makes life fun and colorful. If you got a carbon copy, it's like same old, same old. Where's the difference? Where's the feistiness there? And so what we get to do is pour love into life, into our experiences. And sometimes I get the environment may not be like the appropriate environment, but you're like part of the spiritual underground. Not always do you have to announce it. During World War II in the German-occupied France, it's not as if Jacques stood up and said, I'm to the German army, I'm Jacques, part of the French resistance. No, it stayed underground. Harriet Tubman, she was working the Underground Railroad. She didn't go to the Confederate Army and say, hey, I'm heading up the Underground Railroad this season. It's like you do the love thing in environments where it's maybe not accepted, but probably needed more than ever. You get to be that love emanation where you're pouring love. You get to make an imprint on the situation that is there. Every situation you find yourself in is a template for the imprint of your love to be added to it. Every opportunity is an opportunity to express love, and love is always the right choice. It's an easy answer for you. It's always the right choice. Yep. And so find the opportunities to do it. I've shared with you when I write checks, ever since I started writing checks, so for more than 40 years, where you write out the numbers, I write lovingly, lovingly $7,942, or, lovingly $578, or whatever it is on all checks. It's just my way to add love to the transaction, the environment. It's just a little strange sometimes, let's say at Home Depot, and a big girly guy says, hey, what's that? Lovingly. Oh. Yeah. It's the only once has ever been returned to me. It was by the IRS. Says we cannot accept lovingly in checks. So you write them a new one. Yeah. But to this day, they still accept it. But see, every opportunity is to make an imprint of love, to pour love into your life, into your conversations with a clerk at the counter. It is an opportunity. Of course, the Miracles says that the miracles of love are never lost. They go out and touch more people than you will have ever met, make a difference in situations beyond your dreams or areas that you are aware, beyond the dreams and areas that you're aware. This is what your love does. There is this rippling effect. These checks that go out there, people get and they go, wow, I got to tell somebody about this wacko guy who's part of this spiritual underground of love or whatever. But all of a sudden, there's a conversation. The IRS was talking about this one check that was loving. You make this imprint on the template of the situations that you find yourself in. That's what makes life worth living. It's not about buying a house and it's about doing this thing life and bringing the presence of God into everything you do. You are that spiritual ambassador. You are part of the spiritual leadership team in your environment and in your world. And some people may not get it. There are these two young people that they were talking, and it was this young artist and this medical student. And the medical student said to the artist, I just don't get what you're doing. While you're doing art, I'm going to be saving lives. And the young artist said, and what for? What for if there is no art, if there is no reason, if there is no color, if there is no, what for? It's not just about moving through this world. It is about bringing forth love in all that we do. Because when you don't, and you could have, doesn't I can't really repeat that move, But it's, I love the story about, it's from a small town in Spain. And the dad, Jorge, got into an argument with his young son, Paco. And these two went at it and said things that weren't nice, and Dad left. And when Dad came back later in the afternoon, he went into Paco's room, and he was gone. Paco had packed up his stuff and ran away from home. And Dad was devastated. He said, I did the wrong thing. Nothing was more important than losing my son. And so he went down to the small grocery store in the center of their town, and he put up the sign where everybody meets, big sign. It says, Paco, I'm sorry. Come home. I'll meet you here tomorrow morning. So the next morning, Jorge goes down to the grocery store in the center, and he found waiting for him no less than 7 young boys or men whose name were Paco, hoping it was their dad who came to bring them home and put their arms of love around them. That's how much the soul craves. We are given the opportunity to bring our love, make the imprint, to pour our love into any situations. What this world needs are more lovers. People who can paint the color on the palette of this world, who can bring kindness into situations, whether it's a clerk on the other side of the hotel counter, whether you can be just pause for a moment before allowing your frustration to come out if you're behind an old guy in the bank trying to get his papers in order at the teller. Or a new person, trying to learn the ways and doesn't quite love the company as much as the owner of the company. If we could just practice kindness and patience and love and caring and compassion, you'll be making an imprint that will create a miracle of love that goes and reverberates out far beyond what you'll ever know. If you are conscious enough to bring love to a situation that may call for conflict, anger, fight, battle, remember, love is never the wrong choice. You got that? Paco and Jorge, they probably wish that never went on. Some people think the fight is the way to go, but I got to tell you, love is never the wrong choice if you want to keep the friendship, the relationship, the caring, the family connected. Comes down to you. Comes down to what it is. What good is it? Yeah, what was Jesus said? What good if you win? If you gain the whole world. How does that go? Anybody know that? And lose your soul. That's it. what good is it to gain the whole world and lose your soul? What good if you were right and your son Paco ran off and left you? What good does it do you if you gained all the money and lost the friends? What good does it do you if you acted in a way that is out integrity with what your soul and your spirit does? You have the opportunity to pour love onto the situation, or you can put fuel on the fire, but you get the results. The beast will eat you through your thoughts and through your actions, and you get the ashes that are left over. Or if you pour the loving waters of spirit upon it, what you get are the brightly colored blossoming flowers that love can bring to your life. God bless you in being the artists in this world. Hey, let's keep it going as we bring Bashira back to our stage.
So there's so many awesome things to celebrate in February. One of them is Valentine's Day, and also we're celebrating Black History Month. So I'm going to be singing a song from my ancestral line in Africa, Nigerian culture. The language is Yoruba, and in the song we're saying that God is the ultimate authority in our life. Song together. It's a communal song. So when I say Kashere Berry, I'm saying God is the ultimate authority in our life, and you're going to say La Yewa in our life. We're going to practice it together, okay? All right.
This is Brashura. Woo! All right. Gosh, makes me want to learn Yoruba. Man, that's like beautiful. That's what everybody sounds like there? Yes. Yeah, okay. That's good. I want to go there. That's wow. You could just feel that. I don't even know much of what you said, but it felt great. Hey, this is the time of our service where we have the opportunity to share our gift, to share our love, to share our offering. And as you give, it comes back, but that's not why you do it. But underneath that so-called wishing tree, it's what you put out. It is what comes back. And you don't put it out with fear, with expectations, with any kind of agreements. It is you are living in that affluent flow of life, that abundance. You are the activity that Spirit is having in your life at the level of what's coming forth from you. And so if you're pouring forth love, that's what's blossoming. So I invite you to listen to your heart and allow that to have its way. With that, I'd like to invite our ushers and our greeters to come forth here at this time. And I want to say thank you to those who mail in your contributions when you can't be here on a Sunday. Greatly appreciated. Those who practice the auto tithe, that regular systematic support from your world into Seasides to support the ongoingness here on a regular basis is tremendously beneficial. And those of you at home, thank you for the love that you have been sharing and sending in. We feel it and we know that you're there, so I love you. And I share this prayer of gratitude with the most generous of spiritual communities, knowing that this truly is a blessed moment where the fullness and the grace of God unfolds through each and every one of us. For truly our life is the expression of the richness of that divine. And I know right now that truly we are able to walk in this world with a sense of ease and grace, with a deep sense of security, knowing our source is inexhaustible, and that it is the natural picturing the natural flow of being in that rhythm and that system of life that outpictures in a way that is perfect. And so with joy we give, with joy we receive. We're just part of the wonderful exchange of life itself, knowing that we sit beneath that tree of abundance that says yes to the level of our thought activity. And so it is. Amen. And together let us say this affirmation of abundance, which is, Spirit continues to bless my world. Gratefully, I live as the giving expression of Spirit, opening the floodgates of the affluent flow of greater good as my life now. Seaside. Nice job. And I stand before this bounty, and I can feel the outpouring, the love, and the caring, and the activity. And I know right now that the giver is blessed, the giver is enriched. For those that have given in love and have given in joy, I know that this gift that has been given is received in love and in joy. It is handled in good stewardship. It is put back out into the flow, bringing great good to everyone it comes in contact for. It has come from that deep place, that wellspring of the divine that has moved through each and every one. So I know right now that this is a joyous moment, a deep time of reflection of the ever-expanding good possibilities that reside within our very lives. And so it is. Amen. This is Rena. She is your newest board member here at Seaside, and newly elected just a couple weeks ago, standing up here and helping us take care of things. So thank you. It's fun to have you at the first board meeting this last week. So that's good. All right. And speaking of thank you, Rashira, it is just a joy and a pleasure to have you be dancing on our stage with that dancer's expression. We love it for sure. And Rebecca, just a joy, just fun to have you back, fun to see you on TV, cheering you on. Vote Best Performer San Diego 2020. That's it. All right, that's it. And Reverend Debbie, always a joy, but it's a lot more joy to have you back for good, and excited to share with you. Once again, thank you for handling the operations and overseeing the finances of our place. And congratulations on buying a house close, so you're going to be here full time pretty soon, and we're excited about that, me particularly. Anyway, hey, thank you for sound today, Matthew. Thank you, Marv, for the visuals. Appreciate that. Guys on the cameras and in the editing booth, thank you. We love you. We appreciate the work that you're doing. It's one of those pouring forth love. We have no idea who it touches, but what I hear more and more all the time is our live streaming, our podcasting, and our archiving is touching people beyond our wildest dreams. We're making a difference on the planet with it. So, and our dreams haven't stopped. We're nowhere there. It's not like finding that relationship or finding that house. It is just part of the unfolding process. And Seaside is still unfolding and growing. And inside your Sunday program, I put an invitation to you to write out your vision for Seaside, your dream for Seaside, what else you would like to see going on at Seaside, because your board's getting together on March 7th. And we've got a facilitator who's going to help us, lay out the next 3 to maybe 10 years. We're going to get very clear on where we're going and the intention. So fill that out. I put the box over by the sound booth and drop it in there on the way out, and encourage your information. This is a time where there's a receptive ear that your ideas land on fertile soil. So don't miss that opportunity. And hey guys, I guess I need a microphone. Hey, anybody want to share with me? Hey, you're growing, man. You're getting longer, taller. Are you driving yet? Not quite. You can drive your mom down next time anyway. No? What about you? You're going, no. You want to say something?
No.
You want to say something?
I saw my mom on the stage.
Yeah, your mom rocks it. You would like to say anything?
Thank you for everyone coming today.
Yeah. And did you like your drive down this morning? Was it early? Did Mom get you some donuts or something? Yeah, all right. Oh, that is beautiful. Love is all those things, for sure. Let's say together our affirmation for the children, which is, we see you, we love you, and we support you in your magnificence. Woo! Yeah. All right, I want to pray. So I invite you to open your heart, your soul, and spirit even more. Invite the great I am of the being to come forth, to fill this field of awareness. For this is a moment in which I choose to allow that love of the divine to pour over me, over this moment, and this time, and this space. For the grace of God is here. Feel it, sense it, and know that first breath, that all animating initial first pulse that brought us into expression is activated and animating every cell, tissue, and organ fiber of our being. For there is a wisdom that is moving through, that which holds those planets on their orbit, that which brings forth that intelligence, that entelechy that is in the seed that turns into that oak tree or that blossoms into the fullness. It is the embryo, it is that intelligence that moves the embryo to that child. It is that same system of nature that is the truth of being. So allow your heart to open up and catch a vision of that greater yet to be that is seeking to birth itself in your life, to come through your relationships and your self-expression, the creativity. Know that you have the support and the strength and the courage and the wealth to bring forth that which is stirring in your soul. So letting go of that which is not me or not you in this moment, moving the awareness away from the fear to that one of love, moving it away from anxiety to that heart pulse and emotion. Begin to sense and trust and have a faith, a trust in a faith. Not in a blind faith, but a visioning faith of that full expression of the light and the love and the essence of being having its way as your very life. Living in this world with a sense of joy, with a skip in your step, with the joy that Debbie shared with us, saying it's good to be back home here, looking forward to waking up. The joy and the twinkle in Rebecca's eyes for having done what she has done with Oscars and life and living her passion and Dharma. There is a beauty in this moment. It is the true nature of being. Allow it in. And the small-mindedness, the critical mind, that judgmental jabber, that reasoning that wants to argue to keep an old belief that hurts in place, let it go. You don't have to listen to the smallness. It is never the wrong time to choose love. Try it. You'll like it. Spirit knows how to blossom with that kind of invitation in ways that exceed your expectation and your knowingness. For healing is the natural unfoldment of life moving forward. It is the natural expression in this time space that if it comes upon a constriction, a flaw, a difficulty, something out of ease, there's something greater that emerges, that knows how to transform, transmute, blossom. Every prayer request that has been brought forth to this community, I know is fulfilled. For our beloved Steve Grant, his mom who made her transition this week, that she moves on with the wonderful currents of eternality. In her 90s, getting a new model, trading in the old. Ability to move with an ease and a freedom once again. And the love that brought these two together here is a love that transcends time, space, multidimensional. It is that which keeps one united. We're more than just what fits into this body. We are a consciousness that is omnipresent. We could see life, the greater possibilities. We wouldn't call anyone back. We would feel the invitation to live that here and now. And as we choose to live that here now, we pour forth love. And what happens is there is a new light, there is a colorfulness, there is a brightness that is being added to the community in which we live, to the family in which we participate, to the North County of San Diego. There is a positive influence of love and light that is emerging from this vortex, this holy ground upon which we stand. We are contributing to a national consciousness of a greater possibility, of the respect, of the caring, of the welcoming, of the embrace, of the infinite possibilities and the diversity and the fresh ideas and that which is, honoring the ancestors that went before us and yet honoring the call of that greater yet to be, knowing that we are contributing to the global consciousness of peace upon this earth, of walking in balance with our brothers and sisters across this globe, knowing that we are all in this together and that we choose love and understanding and kindness. And together we watch a new blossoming that exceeds what we thought was possible. But it is heavenly possible. It is heaven on earth. And I'm grateful to be part of that, to speak it, to trust it, to have faith in its emergence. I let the small conversation not find residency in my mind because I am filled with the God possibilities. And I put my focus on thee. It's not my will, but thy will. And I'm grateful that I can hear, I speak, I trust. With an unshakable conviction, I choose to pour love instead of anything else upon the life in which I walk. I let go to this knowingness. I'm part of this natural system. I let go, allow Spirit to be, to have its way, and so it is. Amen.
There was a time in my life, thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day,
affirmation for the week is, I love to love. Together. I love to love. Touch your heart and say it again. I love to love again. I love to love again. I love to love. One more time. I love to love. And our song of praise.
I'm living in love. I'm living in peace. I'm living my life for what I believe. Through joys and through fears, in this world I walk. God's grace shines on me, and it shines on us all. We are living